Hi, so welcome to another lesson, and today we are going to be looking at the technique of string bending. Now what string bending is literally what it says on the tin. We are going to be bending strings, and we're going to be starting with a note and bending up to another note. So for example, if I wanted to play these three notes, I'm not going to pick all three notes and have my finger move up and down the fretboard. I'm going to pick two of those notes, and on the second note, I'm going to bend the string to that next note. So I'm going to have, instead of picking that note, I'm going to bend it. And bending it like that. Now, a couple things to think about when you're bending strings. Today we're going to look at using this finger here on our fretboard, and we're going to try and build the muscle up on that finger. Now the thing to think about is when you're bending, try not to think about bending the finger on its own. Using that finger, if I have it on a note here, bending on its own is quite strenuous, it's quite tough. You want to be able to bend quite comfortably because it's a very, very common technique used by lots and lots of musicians. It's used in rock music, it's used in jazz, it's used in blues, it's used in pop, it's used in lots of different styles of music. So it's a really, really cool technique that you want to nail down quite early on. So what you want to do is you want to be supporting your finger that you're bending with the other fingers, because you've got them there, you may as well use them. So just to give you a few examples of some artists that use this, they use it in solos, they use it in licks, and they use it in melodies. Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? He uses it in that song for that main riff. So using that little string bend. Another one that's using it is Eric Clapton. It's a really, really simple one, and I might do another video based on that song to show you how simple that melody is, but it's so effective and it's beautifully sounding. It's Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton in the key of G, using a lot of string bending to get that melody. So it goes something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's something definitely to look out for. So go back to the technique itself. So we're going to use our third finger, and what I would suggest, depending if you've got electric or acoustic guitar, because you can use this technique in both, I would start somewhere quite high up the neck. Somewhere quite low down is going to be quite tough, especially at this stage. The strings are going to be the tension is going to be quite hard. So I would suggest coming up the neck where you can bend the string and finding a fret that's quite comfortable. For example, on the electric here, I'm going to start and to use the 12th fret on the G string, which is a G, and I'm going to be using that note, and I'm going to be bending the note from here up to the A, which is also on the G string, which is the 4th string. So I'm going to be starting with this note, and I'm going to be bending up to this note. So what I want to do, I want to get my third finger on that G on the 12th fret. Now these other two fingers, I want to be able to support this finger with that bend. So I'm going to place these two fingers on the same string right behind my third finger to make that bend. It's going to help me bend that string and take a little bit of strain off the muscle that's building in here. So I'm just going to bend the string. I'm going to pick the note first and bend it up. Like so. Like that. A bit more volume there. And bending it up there, okay? So I'm just really thinking about just bending it up to that note. Like so. Okay. Now, there's a lot of guitarists that go up. There's a lot of guitarists that go bending down. It really depends on the song you're playing, depending on where you are playing on the boards, on the fretboard. I tend to use both depending on what I'm doing and depending which finger, because I can also bend with my middle finger, I can bend with the first finger and my pinky as well. So there's lots of different combinations that you can try out. But we're going to focus just basically on the third finger today, and then you can take it further in your own practice. So we're going to be starting on this note, the 12th fret, and I want to bend up to this note. And what's really important is to try and hit that note on your bend. You don't want to be flat, you don't want to be sharp, you want to bend to that note so it sits well in the mix. So that's the note. Now, in terms of what notes you can bend to, there's, like I say, you can use it in lots of different types of music, whether it's blues and jazz and pop music. So give that a go and let me know how you get on.